Hello, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Welcome to another craft night with friends. We are continuing on our little summer blooms series. We are almost done with the zinnias, so I think we'll finish that up pretty quick tonight. I think we're going to start on the poppies afterwards, just because I think I have that one figured out, so I don't have to use any extra brain power tonight since it's Friday and we don't want to do that. So, all right. Thanks again for joining me. My name's Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And I'm here for about an hour, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So let's just chill on this Friday. All right, you guys, let's go. All right, down into the mess here. All right, so thank you guys again for joining me. Here we are, the zinnias. This is where we left off last night. We started the green, and all we have left is the little bit of green right down here. And I'm already threaded. I already have I'm like in the middle of a back stitch here. So we're ready to go. Oh, but I wanted to share this with you. So remember, I'm making these. Well, I'm making them to be like fun kits. But the original idea came from a friend. I'll stitch and talk. How about that? Came from a friend who used to work at a greeting card company with me, and she put together a little like art trade for all of the artists that used to work there back in the day. So she put together this thing, and we each have a month, and we're making art for each other. So there's 6 of us, so I'm making 5 pieces of embroidery basically to give to them. So this is we have the gladiolas, the zinnias, the poppies, which I think we'll do next, and some coral bells, and the lily. So we are gonna be doing all those. But I got my one from her today. So she had August. I have September. So that's why I got to get these done so I can send them out in September. So this is what she sent today, so I have to share. So first of all, look at this card. Freaking the cutest. Craft friends are the best friends. I should you know what? I am going to hang this behind us because that is so perfect for us here too, I think. But look how cute. And then look, she made this little diorama. So, okay, look how cute the outside is. And there's the inside. It says, "Hello, friend." This is one of her little characters here, like little mushrooms. Cute little banner. So this is what she made me for our little friend art swap. So isn't that adorable? I just think that's so sweet. So that was my super duper happy mail for the day. How fun. But yeah. So that's super sweet. So this is what I'll be giving to all of them. Is each of them will get one of these little embroideries. So I think I want to put like a little maybe a back on it too that says like to whoever, and then from me. So I might stitch some of those as well before sending them off. But I thought it'd be a fun opportunity to draw some fun new things, and that's where all these flower guys came from. So that's the backstory to this project. But yeah, it was so fun to see that in the mail today. I guess I'm just kind of jumping and doing these stems first. So we'll end on the leaves. Oh, did it finally cool off? You have the jacket on? Yeah, I don't know. I do have my little kind of jean jacket shirt thing on today. I don't know. I'm kind of warm, so I probably don't need it, but it did cool down a little. It rained on and off all day today again. But I don't know. I like being warmer than cooler, and so I guess it's on tonight. I might take it off as we go along here. It gets kind of warm here. It just felt comfy. I wanted to feel comfy. I think that's the big reason for wearing the fun jean shirt. So, but this is the shirt that I want to decorate with embroidery. It was actually a birthday present from John, my husband, and he got it specifically because he thought it would be fun if I stitched all over it. So I don't know, actually these flowers might be fun. I kind of want to do, so I have that, I don't have it nearby, but I have that heart embroidery, that new embroidery that's the smiley heart. And I kind of want to turn that into a patch and stitch it on a sleeve here, because then it'll be like heart on a sleeve. So I think that'd be kind of fun. And I have the smiley face guy too, and I thought I'd put that up a little bit higher. So I thought I'd turn those into patches. But something like this would be like just super cute. It's almost like a little flower tattoo, like that we could stitch onto the jean shirt jacket thing. These particular colors I think would look really, really, really pretty on the like stonewashed jean color too. Oh, in winter you hug the wood stove, baby. In a winter, so we got a zillion years ago, and this is the best house purchase we've ever made. We got we switched out our wood fireplace that we used but did not actually put out any heat when you had it going. We switched that out for a gas fireplace. And that was the best thing. So we call it the radius. So if you stand, there's like a 3 foot, not even, like a 2.5 foot radius. Like if you stand right by the glass, there's that 2 foot radius, and we call it the radius. And that's where you'll find me for most of the winter, in the radius. Because when you lose that, when you step out of the radius, you get cold right away. Oh, put raspberry, the fox on the back of the jean jacket. Okay, this would look so cute on the back. That would be fun to. Oh, you know what though? I think there's like, this is kind of a funny shirt. I think there's kind of pleats and stuff in the back, so it's not like a nice jean jacket with a flat back. I'll have to look at the back again. We might be able to put it lower on the back, but it's not like, it would be nice just like across like the shoulders, but I don't think this particular shirt isn't made quite like that. I think this is meant to look like an oversized men's shirt, and then they kind of tailored it a tiny bit for like a more petite body, but I don't know. Oh, sunshine on the shoulders. Oh, that'd be cute too. Yeah, so I want to just basically like tattoo up this jean jacket, and maybe I just keep filling it up with stuff. So that'd be kind of fun. So yeah, I'd love to get the fox, the raspberry, the fox here. For this particular one, I think I would stitch it fresh. So it'd be like the blue in the background of the jeans, and then I'd stitch it on, versus like the smiley heart and the smiley face. Those I'd probably, since those are all completely filled in, those I'd probably treat more like patches. So I'd just cut them out and then tuck under the edge and stitch it in, I think. Oh, cool, Catherine. I appreciate that. Catherine says, I did it. I bought the bundle. I just love these flowers. I am really, really loving them too. It's been this is my first time stitching them, so I'm, this is my first time like enjoying these flowers as well. So I'm having fun. So I appreciate that. That's so sweet. But yeah, the bundle, you get all 5 for basically the price of 4. because we have like 20% off getting the whole bundle. So the bundles will go out, so they're pre-order right now, but they will go out basically right when I get these done, because I'm actually making, these are the photograph ones, so I'm making these for the photos of the covers, and as soon as I get those photos taken, we'll be ready to ship them out. So that is the plan for that. So it should be early September still. I'm hoping, I'm shooting for the first week, like that crossover week, so next week, to ship them out. But that means we got to get them done here. And they're taking a little bit longer than I thought. I suppose that makes sense because they are a little bit, they're small, like they're in the 4-inch hoop, but they're a little bit more, there's more going on with it than maybe some of my, like, just, I don't know, more simple embroideries. This one, at least, we're filling up kind of quite a bit of space with those lazy daisy stitches. Okay, so I'm hoping I'm playing a little bit of thread chicken right now. I'm hoping I can get to the end of this leaf. I think we'll be fine there, but I'll need more green for this other side here. But we're almost done with the zinnias. I think I like this lime color for this. I was choosing between a few different greens. But this lime peel green I think is looking cute. All right, there's the first leaf. So the zinnias, they do, from what I could tell, they do seem like they have that kind of like stripy, just subtly stripy leaf. So I try to get that in a little bit. All right, so I'm just weaving in the end here. Oh, put a fan behind your stove and it'll radiate around the room. That makes sense. Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. It's been hot, 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 but like the last couple days, we've had like downpouring rain, which we haven't had like all summer. So we were having like flash flooding and all that around the area. Did I use up? Nah, I didn't use up all that green. Maybe it's attached to me. I don't know. Huh, maybe we did use up all that green already. That can't be, I only just started. All right, somewhere on my table I have a piece of green that I've already started, but I just kind of have a mess here, so. Oh, there it is. It's tangled up in the mess. Jeez. I should be more careful. I just kind of make a blob of floss when I'm working. That just kind of sits next to me. I should maybe be more careful with that. Okay, so I'm going to grab another single strand, but I'm not going to, I'm doing that, that starting method, the loop method, where I fold one strand in half to make two, but I don't have a ton to stitch here, so, whatever. I'll still do both. That's fine. I'll just have to weave in the ends for next time. I won't be able to do the loop method. This seems like less work. All right, I'm going to loop it around. Loop. Okay, when I mean loop it around. So I'm threading the needle with the two ends here. I put the two ends together and then it's folded on the other side. So we got like this kind of loop. There we go. So I'm going to just go around some stitches that already exist here. So I'm just going underneath these stitches here. I'm going to pull through until I just have like that loop on the end, and then I'm going to put my needle through that loop and pull tight. And there we go. The loop has gone around those little stitches there. I don't have to tie a knot. I don't have any knot fuzzles on the back of this. I'm not weaving in the end at the beginning this way either, which is cool. And I'm just ready. I can just go. I'm ready to start now. All right. We'll do the stripies again first. Oh, proof that our grading was a success when the basement doesn't flood. So we're still having back door problems. So we have this weird well in our basement, like back in the 40s. It was a well or something. I don't know. It's just kind of like a bump in, like cement closet almost. And the door and the steps are above, so that door is still leaking, and we're kind of super, like, not happy about it, because they were supposed to come as they were, because we just got new siding too, and we went with the people that were taking care of the water in that basement door, and they subcontracted the siding, and we're like, wait a sec. John went to the siding people when they were at that door, and we're like, wait, this is the whole reason that we were hiring you guys, that you're supposed to take a look at the door when all the siding was off, and they didn't get there for that, so it's still leaking. They just blew it in with a ton of foam, and they're like, it's gonna work fine. But those aren't the people that know that we've already done that a bajillion times and have tried to figure this out. So anyway, our door is still, we don't even know if it's the door, but it's underneath the door. We think it might be the door. But anyway, we're not happy. That's still leaking. But the grading was a massive success, correct. So we graded last fall, regraded, which is not fun. We got a bunch of rock and dirt, and it was fine. We really like how it turned out. It was a fun project for us, I suppose. A fun go outside and do this project, but we were getting a water for sure. It was time to regrade again. And yeah, it's been totally fine, I think, with these couple very large rains. So that's very positive, and it still looks cute. But man, with this siding and we got some awnings and all that, it feels like we have a whole new house outside. It's just clean and refreshed, and we're happy with it, except for that stupid door thing. But anyway, such is life, I suppose. I'll have to get that figured out. Oh, you're gonna attempt some. Amy says she's gonna attempt some ribbon embroidery sometime soon. So I would love to attempt that at some point too. I know exactly what you're talking about, like silk ribbon embroidery. I've seen it before. I know there's kits and everything out there. I even have some silk embroidery, actually, or not silk embroidery, some silk ribbon hiding somewhere that I just thought was so pretty, so I bought it just to have, I suppose. But I should find that at some point and attempt some ribbon embroidery too. I think I kind of get the concept. I'm gonna have to watch some videos for sure, but that would be really fun to try here, especially with like little florals like this would be really fun with ribbon embroidery. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's actual ribbon, so like kind of fat ribbon, and you're pulling it through fabric like this, and then you kind of make a little loop so the ribbon will, you know, look like a petal because you kind of made a loop, and then you stab right into it with the needle, and that holds it in place. So by making all these kind of loops with this ribbon, I suspect it's like this silk ribbon because I'm thinking it goes through the fabric better? I don't know. And I suspect that you use a different fabric too that has a little bit larger weave, like maybe a linen or something. However, I have zero idea. I'm just speculating. So that is definitely something I'd like to try at some point to expand my little embroidery knowledge. I always like learning new stuff with embroidery, even if it's stuff that I don't do all the time. Oh, speaking of, we were going to try that embroidery stitch. We'll do that next weekend. That cast, not next weekend, next week. We'll do that cast on embroidery stitch. I do want to give that a try. So that would be fun. Yeah, I'd love to do more of that gold work and stuff too. All that I'd love to explore some more. We're almost done with this guy, yay! I suppose not done, because these are going to be gifts, so I want to make a little back for it and tie up the edges nicely, but we'll make sure we get them all stitched first. Maybe we can do that on Friday of next week, because it's Finish It Friday next week, you guys. So Finish It Friday is the first Friday of the new month. We kind of stop our normal project and work on some unfinished project. I mean, this is kind of a current project, but it needs to get done because it's going to be the gift for my art friends. So maybe a good Finish It Friday project. We're getting all the things done, all my projects. It's just big projects soon that we'll have to jump on again for the Finish It Fridays, because we finished the mandala. So this is my kind of last big Finish It Friday project, and it's done. So we finished that earlier in the week. Was that this week yet, or was that last week? I don't even remember. No, it was this week yet that we finished that. It was like 2 days ago that we finished that. What am I talking about? Man. Days are weird. All right. Yay! Okay, so this guy's done. Oh, thank you, Wolf Lover. I appreciate that. All right, you guys, we got 2 out of 5. Here they are. Those zinnias just are so fun. I do really like those. All of those single chain stitches. Ugh, it's tactile. I like it. All right, so next up tonight, so what we have left is the lily, and that one I'm still unsure about for colors. We'll work on that one next week just because I can't deal with making decisions tonight anymore on a Friday. So we have the coral bells and the poppies, and I was feeling the poppies tonight, so I think I'm going to go with those. I think they're pretty fun. So I have my little printout. So this is, I made this for myself. This is not what our patterns look like, but this is just like before I make the real pattern. This is me just testing it out here. So, all right, I have lime peel, so more of that green for the bottom. So it's a bunch of lazy daisy stitches. And then we have that darker green, the fresh basil for the stems. I'm using all red, which is the northern cardinal. I do actually have a color called California Poppy, but I was thinking that the red, so here's the red. The red felt more like immediately like poppies, I thought, versus the orange. And I wanted to just use one color, so I'm going to go with the red, I think, still. Even though it'd be good to use California Poppy on the poppies, but whatever, I'm using red. Okay, so I'm going to keep this nearby so I can do the colors. And then the question mark ones are still the coral bells and the lilies, so that's why we'll work on those next week. I think I might want to do stem stitch for these stems instead of back stitch, so they'll look like these stems. So these are stem stitch. I kind of like how that turned out, so I'm kind of leaning towards, in my head these were back stitches, but now I kind of want to do stem stitches for them. I think that would work. So I'm questioning that. And then this is a whole color situation that I'm not quite sure. I still kind of like the idea of making them Easter lilies, like the white lilies, but do I stitch like white thread on a white background, or do I do a light gray? I also have like a fawn color. So like any of these colors, it's kind of like between these 3 colors, what do those look like on this piece? And I'm kind of leaning towards white on white, but I'm not sure. So that's the question mark for next week as well. So tonight, let's do more of the one that I know what I'm doing with. So, all right, that's the poppy. I have my little stack of 4-inch hoops just within arm reach, which is just kind of silly, but that's how I do, I guess. Just embroidery hoops everywhere. I got the little plastic thing on here. I usually try and take that off a little bit. That's just kind of to protect the metal, and it leaves the metal like nice and shiny when you're done too. But this first one I always try and kind of get off. Yeah, I think that'll do. That's fine. All right, let's get this in the hoop. Getting it all kind of framed up. I am trying to center it a little bit more than usual, because a lot of times I'll finish an embroidery and I'll just recenter it, but I'm hoping I maybe don't have to do that. Although if I put like a back thing in that says like to and from in it, then I'll want another piece of fabric, so I'll have to do two. I don't know. I'll have to see if I do that like extra back thing with people's names, and I think I probably will. But maybe I'll just write it out in a micron pen. So those are those. Let's see, one of these. I might just write. I'm thinking of, okay, to back it up, I'm thinking of putting another piece of white fabric, so blank white fabric. Like take this out of the hoop, then put the double layer of fabric, the one that I stitched, and the one that is going to be blank. I'm thinking about putting them both in here at once. But before I put the back one on, I think I'm going to write on it with just like one of these pens that work on fabric, that are permanent on fabric. I think I just might write like to, one of my art friends, and from me, from Alyssa, and then maybe even write like art swap 2021, just so we remember what it's from. I always kind of like that, like, when did we do this gift, and what was this all about, or why do I have this embroidery? Oh yeah, that's right, we had that artist friend hop back in the day in 2021. So I might just write that on, because that's just a lot to stitch. But yeah, so we'll see. I think that's probably what I'll do. So I will be taking these out of the hoops, I guess, but it's nice to stitch them with it all centered. All right, where to start? I'm kind of leaning towards all this greenery down here. I guess that's the same color we've been using. So let's get a new piece out. Actually, maybe I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do this, you know what? I'm going with red. Let's do the flowers first. I always kind of like going with the main thing, and I mean, these loops were appealing to me down here, but then I'm like, but I wouldn't have those poppies done. We're going with the poppies first. So I already have a piece of red out here because I had red in the gladiolas. So I just need to grab a string from there. I've already cut it to that kind of long length because we're folding it in half. Oh, I should have run my hand through this before going. There we go. All right. Let's line up those ends. There we go. And again, oops, shoot. Come back here. On the end, I have the loop on this side, or the fold. Lori's saying, you've probably been asked this 100 times, but do you ever use stabilizer? And if so, how do you decide when to use it? So, I don't typically use stabilizer in the sense of having some extra backing on my embroidery, just because I guess I just didn't learn how to do it like that. I might be missing out. Like, maybe it's the jam, but like I don't know. I know a lot of people like having an embroidery stabilizer on the back, which is just like another piece of fabric almost, but not really see-through. And it's not always woven either. Sometimes it's just like a mesh. Not a mesh, but like where the fibers don't go horizontal and vertical, where they go kind of every direction. I think people like using them because then you can't see the stitches on the back. So like if I jumped, so here you can see if I shine this up to the light, you can see like my thread is going from here to there behind. You can't see it so much without the light on it, but like you can kind of see it there. I don't know if I have too many leaps on this one now. So I think people like using a stabilizer on the back to help with that. Mechanically, where I like using a stabilizer is like if you're stitching onto a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or any knit, really, those you almost have to have a stabilizer. Some sort of, I'm not a super pro on stabilizers, but you'd want some sort of stick-on or iron-on version of a stabilizer. All right, I'm doing that loop method again here. Boop, ready to go. And the main reason for that is that knits, like t-shirts and sweatshirts, are super duper stretchy, and it can be difficult to stitch on. The other main time I use an embroidery stabilizer is not really to stabilize the fabric, even though that's a bonus. It's that sulky stick and stitch that I like printing a design onto. You might have seen that with the mandala we were stitching the other night. It's basically that sticker that you can print right to, and then you stick it on your embroidery, and then you stitch right through, and then it comes off with water later. That is an embroidery stabilizer. So I actually use that on t-shirts and stuff sometimes. But I know they make specific ones for t-shirts. But I think a lot of people like using it just because then you can hide the stitches on the back. I've also heard of people using 2 pieces of fabric. So like if you have an extra white piece of fabric, you have the one with the design and then you put a second one behind. That kind of helps with not seeing the stitches either. Again, I'm saying like a stitch like where you have where you can see through the fabric like that to the back. So you don't see those little jumps here and there. I just try and, I kind of actually like that option, the 2 pieces of fabric. I just keep it simple, I guess. Maybe I should do a whole week, I think, where I just try different stabilizers and different methods of doing that, because I haven't really ran an experiment on that of what I like using. I just kind of stick to nothing here. So that's that. What I try and do is, instead of making big jumps, I try and stay in the path of where stitches already are on the back, because then you won't see jumps and leaps either, because I've stayed on the backs of stitches. So like, for example, like when I stitched this, I didn't just jump over to the next one where I could see that line. I kind of wove in the bottom and wove like back up. I am stitching Baku. I am stitching an embroidery. So we are embroidering flowers tonight. We just finished up the zinnias, and I am working on poppies now. So here, for example, I'm going to be jumping over to this other flower, so you will be able to see that tiny little jump there, but that's, I don't know. So I could have woven in the end and started fresh on that, but meh. I don't care if you can see stitches on the back that little or that much. I do try and minimize it when I can, but I can't be so 100% on that. I go for shoot for 80% on everything. Oh, Amy says she uses a stabilizer with linen. That's a good idea. Sometimes linen, especially a loosely woven linen, can be super drapey. So that's another good reason for a stabilizer. All right, I kind of just did half of that petal. I'm going to come up on this side and do this other bit. I think this red was nice. I mean, this orange would have been kind of pretty too, like a poppy orange. But if you just see like a field of poppies, I think you read that red first. I suppose it depends what type of poppy, but for like my image of a field of poppies is this red, so we went with red. I definitely want to research like the best t-shirt stabilizer for embroidery. It's tricky because a lot of that stuff, if you just Googled that, you would be sent to places for machine embroidery. So machine embroidery uses a stabilizer almost all the time, I think, especially for t-shirts. So that's like when you get a t-shirt and it's been embroidered, and then on the back it has all that paper kind of around. That's to stabilize it for machine embroidery. I'm thinking it's probably very similar, at least, you know, the concept's exactly the same. I'm thinking it's similar for hand embroidery, but I'm thinking there's got to be some nuances with that. So I've been meaning to stitch a sweatshirt that I have, kind of like this jean shirt. It's just sitting around on purpose. I'm saving it on purpose to embroider onto, but that stabilizer thing is kind of holding me up. So I gotta put in some time to do a little bit more research on that. It'd be fun to do a test. Like we could try using a couple different brands or a couple different styles of t-shirt stabilizer and give that a go. I'll have to put that on my project list, my research list of stabilizers. So if anyone has a stabilizer that they like for embroidery on knits, so sweatshirts and t-shirts in particular, let me know and I will make a list and start checking them out. So I'm making kind of very small back stitches here, like, oops, smaller than my usual back stitch, but it's because this has a lot of curves, this little inside, this inner petal area. So I gotta make my stitches a little bit smaller to get all those curves going. But you'll notice like later when I do these large kind of straight areas or gentle curves, then I will, my stitches will be a lot bigger. So I'm totally fine changing the size of stitches throughout an embroidery. I know that makes people nervous sometimes. All right, last stitch here. And the other half of this petal, I think I'll go down to this one next. I think I might start fresh over on those other ones, but maybe I'll stitch a little first. Maybe just because I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll have to start a new thing of red by then, too. I'm just trying to plan out how I'm going to stitch these other two. I'm thinking I might do these green stems, because then I'll have some backs of stitches to connect my floss to. Okay, Gretchen says she uses SF101 stabilizer. So I've heard of that one before. I might even have some somewhere. But yeah, I'll look into that one. That seems to be the recommendation I hear a lot, but I always forget the number. I'm going to actually write that down on my little flowery notepads here. So SF101 stabilizer for t-shirts. That last part is to remind me why I'm writing it down. So, all right. Got it written. That's half the battle there. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little weird here. I'm going to weave in the backs of my stitches till I get to this stem, and then I'm going to jump down to the next flower. That way, you won't see my jump because there'll be other stitches there at some point covering it up. You won't see it as much. Hi, Sharon. Never too late. Oh, Amy says, I've never seen a poppy plant. My mom has a few growing. So all of these flowers, I almost called it mom's flowers. I changed it to like summer blooms, but these are all flowers that are currently kind of blooming at her house. So she had a couple little poppies in there. They are so interesting, I think. Uh, they're so different. They're like a little bit more alien than all these other flowers. I think they have a real kind of squiggle to their stems, and a lot of times they have like this little kind of weird curve, like, you know, like this one, this flower is kind of hanging kind of awkward. I think that's really true to a poppy. I mean, they'll get upright too, but I don't know. And the petals are super fluttery. They're large, like there's only a couple large petals. They're almost like butterfly wings, though. They're super thin and floaty, and I don't know. They're just unique and interesting. I like them. And they come in a bunch of different colors too, like all sorts of like rainbowy colors. I think my mom has some orange ones. I don't actually think she has red ones, but maybe a few are red. I think red is like if you see a field of poppies like in a photo, I think most of the time they're this red color. But like I think she has pink ones and orange ones and yellow ones. They're fun. I like them. All right, I think we're gonna get a big chunk of this one done. So on Monday, so I won't be here this weekend live, but on Monday we will pop back on and work on these guys a little bit more. So we kind of have a free week next week as well. Usually we have a schedule. We have a schedule like the first week of the month we work on the granny square quilt, but it's the first full week, and this next week is a halvesy week. It's half August and half September, so we're treating it as another free week. But yeah, I'd like to finish these flowers early in the week. But like I said, they're taking a little bit longer than I was expecting, but we'll get them done. Gotta get done sometime in September for sure, because I have the month of September for this friend art trade, and these are all going to them. All right, so there's poppy number 2. They'll get little black French knots on the inside here, so I think that'll be very poppy-ish too, just that dark, kind of dark floaty centers. So they're gonna get those yet. I think, gosh, I don't want to really jump over here to this red like this, because then you'll see this jump behind here. So I think I might just, I think I might just weave in the ends, and I might just start with the green. So I think I'm going to save these red threads for later, do the green stems, because then I'll have some background stitches, some like stitches on the back, and then I can weave in the backs of those stitches to do these other red ones. I think that's my plan. Just because this is going to be a gift, I want the backs to be extra pretty, even though I think they're going to be invisible, because I think I'm going to be putting fabric over the top of them, but oh well. Still like it to be neat. Okay, so these stems, I think I'm going to stick to backstitch, because I already have a lot of different stitches. There's the lazy daisy stitches, there's the French knots, and then there's the back stitches. That's 3, I think, is enough stitches for one of these little guys. So we're gonna do back stitch for these as well. Let's see, I got a piece cut already, but it's all knotted up too. Man, I'm just not taking care of these well on my table. Making a mess. So let's get this knot out first. I think I just made it worse. Nope, we're good. And then I'll get my single strand out of here. The strand that will be folding in half. Ah, jeez. Nora, that's not great. Ooh, Sue says we have wild orange and yellow poppies in our area in Washington. Ugh, gosh, that's cool. They're so pretty. They're just unique, fun plants. I would love like a field of those. Um, they're just interesting. I like them. All right, let's thread our two ends, and again on the other side I have that fold. So let's map it out first. I always kind of like figuring out the easiest way to get from one place to the other, and I think I have it figured out. I think I'm going to start here. I'm going to come down to here. It's like that exercise of like drawing the house with the top and then with the X's in it, but doing it with all like without picking up your pen. It's kind of the same idea that I'm trying to do. So I think I'm going to start here. I'll go down to here, and then I'll do this one right next to it here, which goes up to here, and then I can jump up to here. Uh-oh, I'm gonna miss one though. I was gonna say come down to here, and then I can get this one going up this way, but then I've missed this one, so that doesn't quite work. Boo. Okay, down, up. We can go this way, start here, go down, and then up here, and then down. And then we could go up here, and then just backtrack a little and go up there. I think maybe that's what we'll do, although I think I'll probably need way more floss for that. But let's do it. I'm going to start here. So I'm just going to loop in the backs of those stitches, or go behind those stitches, and then go through the loop from folding the thread, or the floss in half. All right, let's do it. So this is all going to be back stitched. Kind of trading off. I'm going to make it a little more loose in the hoop, and I'm going to do that sewing method. I'm kind of trading off back stitch and stem stitch for these stems and the different flowers. I'm gonna have to make this looser. So the sewing method where I go in and out in the same motion is easier with the fabric looser in the hoop. So I'm just, there we go, gently loosening that up. I don't want it to pucker though, so I want to kind of do it consistently. All right, there we go. I'm using this method just to practice, and it's twice as fast, I think. So we're going to try and zoom me through some of these green stems. Oh, Carol says that she's asking the size of the tea towels. Okay, in my head they're like 16 by 30 or something like that. I'd have to look it up again. I think it's in the listing. But yeah, they're a nice size, and they soak up water nicely, which is not always the case. Or maybe they're like 20 by 20. Ugh. I forget. All right, so there's stem number 1. See, now it's starting to look a little bit more like a poppy, I think. All right, where did I say the next route was? Ooh, like now I could go up here, but nope, we're gonna go this far one. That was our next one. And I'm not worried about jumping, the back of the stitch here, where I'm making that leap there. I'm not worried about that because we have so many other stitches down here that it's going to disguise that. So I'm not worried about that at all. Ooh, Amy says a friend gifted her a quilting hoop for hand quilting. That's awesome. I would like to do more hand quilting again. I know I got my fix of hand quilting when we worked on that swan embroidery, turning that into a little tote bag, but um, it would be fun to do more of that. Ooh, I think, I mean, we sort of have to decide what poppy we want in the front and back here. I think I want the, I think I want this one further back. So what I'm going to do, I mean, this is super subtle. You don't really have to worry about this, but I'm going to come up here, but I'm going to go underneath that stitch here, so it looks like the stitch I'm doing now is behind the one that's coming up this way. It's super subtle, but if you look closely, you'll see that this will now look like it's behind this one here. Aesthetic, hand quilting is so much fun. Agreed. It's something I'm learning how to do more of, and actually that's how I basically discovered that, like, the sewing method, going in and out of the thread of the fabric in the same motion, like what I'm doing for this with the looser fabric, it works so much easier than having the super tight fabric, like how I sometimes stitch. So that I learned from the hand quilting, because that you want the looser fabric too. Okay. There, we did that. So I did go in the backs of these stitches here again, just so I don't see the stitches, so I don't see that jump going through the middle of my flower. I'm doing the same thing here. I'm kind of staying on the outskirts. All right, let's go down this little route, and then we'll hop back on there. And I'm hoping, I might not have enough floss for all that, so if I feel like I don't have enough floss once I get down to here, then I'll just do this little loop thing, and then we'll start a whole new thread for finishing up that poppy. And then once I have thread going all the way up there, then we'll finish the red little pretty flower. Oh, that's fun, Sharon. I appreciate that. Sharon says she's going to get 2 of the flowers to start out with. That's sweet. Ooh, and when were you going to get some of your brother's thread conditioner? Can't wait to try those out. Oh, I haven't used those at all tonight. I don't know why I'm not doing that. It's new to me, the thread conditioner, so I think I'm just forgetting. Oops, just stabbed myself. That's always fun. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to him a little bit, because it'd be awesome if we could get them, before Christmas and stuff yet. Oh, this actually goes. Wait, looking at the design a little bit here. Yeah, this one goes like down to here. So I thought it ended here, but I got a few more stitches on this one. And I think we are just gonna, I definitely don't have thread to do both of these last stems, so I think I'll just do the little one, and then I'll get a new piece of thread to do this last little guy up there. All right. Now I'll pop over to this one. And the in and out motion, that's called the sewing method of embroidery, where you go in and out along your line in the same motion. Oh, Nora says, can't wait to try them too. Yeah, they're so potent. Or what would you call that? Like a strong, like it's saturated with smell. Let's call it that. Because strong sounds like almost a negative for smell. And potent didn't sound right either. But highly saturated smell. I don't know, that's fragrant. There we go. Extremely fragrant. Extra fragrant. That's a way better word for smell. Like I could just have one open, and it would make the this whole area smell really nice. Which why am I not doing that? I should just always have one of those open. Oh, Sue says I posted a picture of the Pacific Northwest native poppies on the Penguin and Fish Facebook page. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out when we're done here. I love poppies. They're just so unique, I think. All right, I'm glad I didn't try and do that one because I am almost out of floss here. 2 more stitches and we'll have this little wavy stem. Okay, and then I am going to get a new bit of floss for that other stem, and I think I'd like to try and stitch that yet tonight. I know we're reaching our kind of hour mark here. But this is we're at a good place with this one. I think one more session will definitely finish this up. So 1 more hour-long session, and I think we might finish it up before then maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of lazy daisy stitches on here. Those can take some time. So yeah, I'm going to do this guy tonight. So we're actually going to finish up this dark green color in this design. And all of this down here are that's going to be this lighter green, so that's what that's going to look like down there. And then we got to finish the red here, and then all of these little dots in there are going to be black. So that's going to be pretty bold on this design. I think that's going to be fun. So these little fellers down there, those are going to take some time when we pick this up again on Monday. So they've kind of been taking at least 2 hours each. The zinnias even longer because they had a lot of stitches. Well, maybe not quite 2 hours because we actually worked on this a little bit tonight, so maybe it doesn't count as this doesn't count as like a full hour that we've been working on it. All right, let's do some of the thread conditioner. All right, I keep picking that peony. That one that we kind of named the sun-kissed linen, but I think my brother and his girlfriend mentioned that they thought there was like peony smell in there, and so a flowery sun-kissed linen. All right, needle back here. So I think the thread conditioner more than anything just makes it smell awesome, but it's really actually protecting the thread a little bit. Oh, thanks, Norman. I appreciate that. All right, that's our plan. So I'm gonna just kind of loop this behind a few stitches again, and once I see that loop this is really the fold where we folded our floss in half, I'm gonna put the needle through there. So this method. There we go, and we're looped around the back of the thread, so we can just start stitching. No knots or anything. This really only works with an even number of thread. Oh, thanks, Kimberly. Kimberly says the zinnias are gorgeous. I appreciate that. I love how these 3 colors ended up by each other. Oh, hi from Spain. Lovely work. Thank you. But yeah, I love how those colors just pop next to each other. Which is kind of how zinnias work, all their fun, pretty, bright colors. All right, so now here's another decision on what flower I want in front. Maybe we go in front of this stitch and then behind that stitch. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this flower stem goes halfway in front and halfway behind these flowers. I think I'm just going to do the stabbing method. It's a better angle for me for this, so I'm going to tighten this up again. Stabbing method. The sewing method, we went in and out in the same motion. The stabbing method, I pull all the way through to the back and all the way through to the front. You get more of a, like, you go straight down with the needle and straight up with the needle, so I think it's nice for accuracy doing it like this, but it's a little bit slower. A bit more prone to knots, I think. But sometimes it just feels right. Or I just need more practice with the sewing method. That could be as well. I learned doing it this way, so it makes more sense to me. Are you going to use the embroidery that you have been doing in a quilt top? The ones you have been doing are so pretty. Oh, thanks so much, Carol. I have no idea what I'm going to use all these embroideries for. I actually love making embroideries into like pillows and tote bags and all that. And a lot of times I have a plan beforehand for embroidery. But with all these fun ones that we've been just doing here, like the embroideries of the month and all that, I don't usually have a plan of what it can go on. That's kind of why I like it just on this nice plain fabric, because you can put anything with it and it's going to work. But it would be really fun to put a bunch in a quilt. So I don't know, maybe when I have like a whole stack of them from like last year and everything too. Maybe I pick like, maybe there's a few that feel like they have a theme. Like maybe I can put a bunch of the flowery ones together, like the flower, where there's that watering can one with flowers. I think that would look really cute in a quilt with the fox guy that we just finished. So all the ones with like little flower stuff in, that would be a really fun quilt. So maybe that'll be a good New Year's, in the new year, a project. I'm just thinking, I got all those other quilts to finish before I start another quilt, but I like the idea of putting all those in one. All right, we're almost there with this green. And again, I think this is where we're going to call it for the evening, and we'll do the red poppy. We got that and this little kind of red bulb down here of the poppy. We'll do those on Monday. Monday is the next time I'll be live here, so we'll do those on Monday, and then we'll get all these little feathery lazy daisy stitches down here, these little feathery stems, and then we have French knots that will go inside of all of those as well. I think we'll be able to finish all that in one sitting. Ooh, it's pretty from the back though too. See, so this is, I've kept it clean. I haven't jumped around a lot. I've jumped around down here, but again, we're gonna have all those other stitches blocking that, so it does look nice from the back as well. I'm gonna just weave in this end, and we will be done with this green. So no more of this dark green. This is the fresh basil green. No more of that. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Have a great evening. Oop, caught a corner. There we go. All right, I think I'm gonna travel down this edge a little bit more too. There, I'll trim it. Trim the thread there. Boop. Okay. So there we have it for the evening. Okay, so like I said, we'll do the red poppy probably first, the red poppy, and then this little poppy bulb down there on Monday, just because I want to get the rest of the red in. And then we'll maybe even do the French knots too. Those will be black. So the poppies will be red with like these black little centers. And then we have all these ferny leaves, so we'll probably do that last. I always kind of do the filler at the end, do the fun stuff first. So, but I'm really liking how that's turning out. So here's our 3 that we got going so far. There's 5 total. So again, the other ones are going to be this lily, if you can see that, and then the coral bell. So they're all flowers at my parents' house, and they're going to be for those the gifts for those artist friends that we're doing that little art trade. So all right, you guys. All right, hello again. So I will be back here on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and we'll work on that little bitty poppy some more. So thanks again for joining me. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. I will see you on Monday. Good night.